I met a Gypsy.
I think with Aldon's program, man, is like he has the championships behind him. I think everyone just gets confidence. Like we've seen Dean Wilson now. He's not training directly under Aldon, but he's got that program.
Yeah.
I think it just brings confidence because of the championships he has behind him. Like, I think everyone knows what Aldon does now.
Yeah.
But it's the consistency
Yeah.
in that program. I don't think it's magic or anything crazy what he's doing. Like, I think most guys can do that program if they had it in front of them. But it's just the consistency of that program.
Yeah.
Like, this time, this is what we're doing every day of the week. And you keep ticking off the amount of days of riding, cycling, gym,
Yeah.
eating, everything. It's just, you build such a base to it. I think that's where, even in my program, like I know that consistency is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
If I have consistency in my riding, my training, consistency in my life, success is only around the corner.
Yeah.
But when you're jumping here or there, traveling from track to track, you're not sure if you're riding this day, that day, that's where it comes. And that's why I think these training facilities these days are just taking off because of the consistency in them.
Well,
they've got everything there.
Yeah. So here's the thing though, right? So at the start of Aldon's career, no one was training the way that Aldon trained these guys, right? It was this radically different approach. He come in with Johnny O, change the way that these guys trained. Now, it's no secrets that everybody knows. Everybody knows what they do. Almost every rider has been through the program, right? But the championships are still going to Aldon.
Mm-hmm.
So there's obviously something that's very tangible there. And that has to be Aldon himself, because everybody knows what they're doing. Everybody's been on the program. I actually had a conversation. We're at dinner, right? And Baggett was there. And it was the year after Baggett left Aldon. And he just straight up said, like, oh, well, I already know the program. So the first year that he left Aldon, he just said, I'm just going to do Aldon's program, but by myself.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't win a championship.
No.
There's something there with Aldon. Like, he's a guy that, you know, not a lot of people talk about his military background. He's been in the military.
South African.
Like,
they're hard asses.
He's come from a gnarly place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he knows how to push these dudes' buttons.
Yep.
Because every single rider has a different button to push.
Yep.
And there's some guys you can't really push their buttons.
Mm-hmm.
A guy like Jason Anderson,
yeah,
he's not really the guy that you can push around and almost, because I mean, I get this stuff with jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
So like, my coach is a fucking bully.
Mm-hmm.
He'll bully me into doing good.
Yeah.
He bullies me into training hard.
Yep.
There's times when I rock up to the gym where like, I'm just not feeling it.
Yeah.
And he sees that, and then he puts me with dudes that he knows I don't want to fight.
Yeah.
And it forces you to...
Well, it's like nearly trying to break you.
Exactly.
But then you like reach a new like a new era.
And there's guys there that what you can push.
Yeah.
A guy like Kenny, it's not really... That's not really the guy.
I think Kenny has so much natural talent as well. Like, he is so talented on a bike. He worked out what worked for him, but he couldn't maintain that for a long time, you know. And I think you've seen that with Villapoto and Dungey.
Yeah,
these guys retire because
it works.
Yeah,
but it's hard to sustain that level of intensity.
I think, like, do you look at? I think Osborne's probably a little bit different on Aldon's program because he's a little bit open-minded. He's experienced life and he is a true fan of this sport.
Yeah.
Like, he is so passionate about the sport. Dakar, like, he's just like all about that side of stuff.
He'll go do like a GNCC
yeah,
race
like he's
and stuff
done
like
that sort of stuff. So he's just a full moto guy. Like, and I think he is just like up for hard work too. You know, like, I think he really ticks on that. Like, he enjoys that side of it. So I think I can see him sticking it out with Aldon's program.
Yeah.
But guys like Jason Anderson, he opened my eyes to that program, because like, I didn't think he was going to be able to stick it out for as long as he did. But he did, and good job on him, man, because I think he proved a lot of people.
And he won a title.
You know, I think he proved a lot of people wrong, you know, because I think a lot of people thought, oh, he's going to go there and he's not going to last.
Yeah.
He stuck it out for a lot longer than what people thought, but for him to have a career
that goes beyond that,
then just those few years of just winning, like, I think that's what was more important to him. But I think, like, you see Cooper and Marvin, like, they don't really have that little bit of a spark to them anymore, you know, like, they're not I don't know, that, like, that I feel like they are very, like, serious about it, and I don't know how long they can sustain that for. You know, you look at Marvin, though, he's a little bit older now, so he's been able to sustain that, obviously. But he come to America when he was a bit older too.
Yeah.
And so, like, he's French as well. Like, they're a little bit different, you know, like, they just can make stuff happen. Like, they're just...
Yeah.
Aldon's program is, the consistency's there. It's just, it's the same thing, though. Like, I think that's where it maybe burns those guys out a little bit, is just, it's the same program, day in, day out, every year. It's the same. Like, obviously things change a little bit here and there. Things are evolving, improving. So, yeah, I just don't know how long Cooper and Marvin and those guys, like, when they're on that program, how long they can sustain it for.
Well, the thing I think with Coop, though, and this is, I think that when Aldon's program works the best is when you get an immovable object with an unstoppable force.
Yeah.
And then they just... And I think that you saw that with a guy like Dunge. It's like, he's this unstoppable force. Like, he's so driven. He's so determined. And, you know, then you get Aldon, that is just this immovable object. This is the program. This is what you do. I can tell you this and you do it. I can dig at your insecurities. I can play on your fears. I can, you know, they're the things that really force somebody to grow. Is when there's so much being asked of you, and you're having to sort of really dig deep to just do what's required. And I think that that's when Aldon can get the best out of an athlete. And I just think that maybe it's been overlooked that it's just the program. It's just what is prescribed to you. And that is what makes his program so good. But I just don't think that's the case, man. I think that what makes Aldon's program so good is when you get a guy that is willing to just listen and to take the shit that he is going to give you. Like, it's brutal, man. When you're on the track and you're hearing the way that Aldon is talking to these guys and just grilling them about tenths and turns and lap times and whoop entry speed and... Bro, you look so slow going through that. You're the best dude in the sport with a number 1 plate. And then you've got this little South African dude that can't even ride a motorcycle telling you that you suck and that you need to be faster. And if you're Cooper, you've got Marv that's waxing you through the week and lap times and the motos. And then you've got Aldon that's just digging at you, like, why can't you do that section like Marvin? Why can't you do this like Marvin? And it's like, it takes a special kind of athlete to be able to, like, sit there and take that year, like, week on week on year on year. But then you can see the results that can yield for a guy like Coop that can take that kind of thing.
Overcome that.
Exactly.
Man, you're just, like, going to be unstoppable. Like, and you think, like, what Cooper went through.
Pull this up.
Think about what Cooper went through when he was at Yamaha. Like, he had those years where it was tough and mentally tough on him. Like, it was just draining. Like, I'm sure at some point he was just like, man, am I ever going to can I catch a break? Like, or am I done? You know, like, am I ever going to win again? And that, to overcome that, it would have been like, think about how unbeatable he is now after overcoming that. He's went through a slump, a big downfall, and he's come back from that. That only makes you even tougher, mentally tougher. And then to be doing that week in and week out now with Aldon is just like, you have those tough days through the week, and now it's time to go have fun on the weekend. You know, like, it's time to go get the rewards.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy gang.